Hello, Eternum, and welcome to KOTT News, Eternum's #1 source for news. And this is the War Report. Dynamic change in the history of Eternum last night as the forces of E-Boy Beach breached the inner vault and secured the financial capital of Windsward. Nirvana forces were forced to empty their deposits from the vault in order to make space for the new mayors of Corinth. KOTT News crews caught up with Strawberry forces preparing their caravans to transfer their wealth to Windsward. We spoke with company leadership about the outcome and their intentions going forward. Congratulations on your victory earlier in Windsward. I noticed that they were forced to clear out their personal belongings from the inner vault whilst you were out here preparing to migrate your wealth there. How do you feel it went tonight?
We're happy we won. Obviously, we wish we could have gotten a better 50 with Nirvana. I think they were a big source of a lot of competitive wars on Eldorado. But other than that, it was good. It's nice knowing Windsward.
Would you say that anybody on your team really had an opportunity to stand out tonight?
A lot of our new members, a lot of our new recruits, Bokuda here behind me, Slavo as well. A lot of new people coming in, holding it down in E-Boy Beach.
Earlier in Restless Shore, Soju Gang were able to hold the hill through diligent choke management. We caught up with company leadership and asked about their experience.
No, it was a great night. All around, everybody brought what they needed to bring, and it was probably one of the funnest that we've had in a minute. Just all good out morale, and everybody turned out on both sides, and you know it was fun down to the last second.
Care to take us through what happened out there? They take out the outside and get inside it all, and just choke management, or was it an entirely exterior fight?
They definitely got inside. You know, they gave us a run for the money there, and then we showed them what we had.
Was there anybody on your team who really outperformed themselves tonight that you might want to give a shout out to?
Definitely Reen, and his army of
Turning to the weather, and it's going to be a silence before the storm kind of afternoon as the sun prepares Eternum for a night of turbulence. With corruption invasion forces rising up across 30% of the island, there'll be something for everyone to do who isn't eligible for tonight's wars. Because there's 4 submissions for Simulated Fantasy Combat Resolution tonight, brought to you by LARPco. Remember, if it isn't LARPco, it's cardboard. First up, the Marauders of Thrust Damage assault the Covenant forces of Most Wanted for control of the primary oil reserves of Weaver's Fin. Thrust Damage forces come out of the second harshest winter in Eternum's history, anxious to secure a heat source, and they're here to discuss terms to break up the oil monopoly. Most Wanted forces have maintained their agreements not to develop pipelines through the central corridor of the island. As such, they're reserving their right to defend themselves tonight. Meanwhile, the Covenant forces of Most Wanted attack the Marauders of Social Slot Dodgers for Crown and Kingdom of the Western Monarch's Bluff. Most Wanted seem to be negotiating oil and mineral rights in exchange for a title over the citizens to the west, but if talks go poorly, will anarchy ensue? Social Slot Dodgers aren't overly committed to slot anywhere else tonight, so should have a good mix of both squads available to defend if they have to. Meanwhile, again, the Covenant forces of Tropical House assail the Syndicate forces of Soju Gang for control of the master fishing port town of Reekwater. Tropical House, exercising their right to rematch, seem especially upset that Soju Gang allowed the highway suspension bridge to nearly collapse on the citizens. Soju Gang have only just completed cleanup of the township thoroughfare earlier this morning. Last night was rough, but will tonight be rougher? Moments later, the Marauders of Yabba Dabba Duel assault the Covenant forces of Daddy Chill for control of the rain-drenched mountain region of Morningdale. The newcomers of Yabba Dabba Duel make their move as the winter winds down and spring begins to approach, seeking to secure a place for themselves before the locals can thaw out. However, the freezing rain and snow over the last several months may not have slowed down Daddy Chill so much as hardened them through battle at the bottom of the hill. Be sure to tune in for complete coverage and reactions from the citizens tonight at 11. Until then, this has been War Correspondent JChalant, KOTT News.